Hello and welcome to the first social media show of 2019. My name is Jonathan Pollinger, and today I'll be looking ahead to what's going to happen in the wonderful world of social media in 2019 and possibly beyond as well. So I aim to complete today's show in under 10 minutes, so plenty to get through, so best crack on. And how I've organized this is into four sections. So those four sections are platforms, content, technology and features, and delivery. If you have your own predictions for 2019 or you have any thoughts on my predictions, then I'd love to hear from you. So please do put your thoughts in the comments below the video. So let's crack on with the platforms themselves. So what's going to happen in 2019? Well, as we know, there are big issues around privacy and data breaches. And on Twitter, we've got a lot of trolling and hate and lots of nasty things going on there. And I think what we're going to see is a theme of two things of services splitting up. So I can see Facebook and Twitter being split up to a degree. So if we're looking at Facebook, then perhaps we're going to see more of a wall between Facebook's Messenger product and the main Facebook product, and possibly groups could be split off into more of a separate product as well. And on Twitter, this is going to also perhaps manifest itself with splitting off of the news, because that is one of Twitter's chief strengths, is ability to keep up with the news, what's going on and happening anywhere in the world and in real time as well. And that would, by splitting that off, that would get away from all the nasty, argumentative and hate stuff that happens on Twitter as well. And if these services were split up on Facebook and Twitter, then that would pave the way for charging for these services, because after all, the main sort of problem is the model, isn't it? It's the advertising model. The advertising model leads to the data issues, excuse me, and that in turn leads to data breaches and issues around personal data being shared and distributed. So the answer perhaps is a subscription model if we paid for Facebook. Now, this would obviously be a massive change, and it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen for everybody. But if certain sections of Facebook were made into subscription services, then this could well work. Now, Mark Zuckerberg has always said that Facebook will be forever free, but he could still claim that with the main Facebook service. So perhaps it would be more of the business side features that we could end up paying for, rather than Facebook having to rely on the advertising. So it's not going to be something that's just going to happen, a switch is going to be thrown, that's going to happen overnight, but I think we might well see a shift towards that, and it's probably not going to happen in 2019 as well. So anyway, that's my first two predictions there. Services will be split up and services will become subscription models. Welcome to everybody that's watching the show. Welcome, Mum. Great to have you on the show as always. So other things, other predictions are in terms of the actual networks themselves. While we're still on platforms, I think sort of Facebook and Twitter will pretty much remain the same in terms of user numbers and growth. I can see massive growth though with Instagram and LinkedIn. I think both could really reach new heights this year. Particularly perhaps LinkedIn, both around certain services and features, which I'll come on to shortly. If we're looking at content, it would be great to see content become more social. So I definitely encourage your content to become more social. I think we've kind of like gone full circle a little bit with social media over the past 10 years. And we're sort of back to this broadcast model where people are chucking out updates and content and trying to compete with other people. So perhaps do less of that, and I think we're going to see less of that and start to get back to true social media. So I'm talking about things like engaging with people, actually having conversations, listening to people, and personalization. So few predictions there around content. And stories, that's going to be the big one, of course. So if 2018 was the year of video, then 2019 is definitely going to be the year of stories. Stories are going to be huge, maybe to such an extent that they will start to replace the news feed. And indeed, this happened on Instagram, albeit by accident over Christmas. Didn't go down well at all with users. So again, I think we're probably going to see a bit of an incremental shift into stories, and whether stories become the news feed or replace the news feed in 2019 remains to be seen, but certainly they will feature more heavily as part of the news feed. For example, last year Facebook was experimenting with a double row of stories at the top, and only last night I started to see Facebook stories in the middle of my newsfeed on my Facebook app on my phone. So I think we're going to see lots and lots of activity around stories. So the tip there, the message there for you guys in business using social media is get involved with stories now. Get involved at the ground level before they really take off, so that you're ahead of the competition and you know what you're doing when it comes to both Instagram and Facebook stories in particular. I think we're going to see a lot of growth in Facebook stories. Not many pages using Facebook stories right now, so great opportunity to get in there and get going with telling stories. Good morning, Nikki. Fantastic to have you on the show. If anybody has your own predictions, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions at all on social media, that would be brilliant. So excuse me while I just have a quick glass of water. Do let me know. So just about on schedule, halfway through the show, looked at platforms, looked at content. So technology and features, some specific tech and features to flag up. So AI, artificial intelligence, I think we're going to see a lot more of this. It's going to play a bigger role in customer services. Perhaps not quite so significant for small businesses, but it's still going to be important. Augmented reality is another one. Now that could definitely affect small businesses. You're going to be able to show off products and clothing, fashion, glasses on people. So they are going to be able to look at a sofa perhaps that they want to buy, and they're going to be able to place that sofa visually in their living room to see what it's going to look like, bookcase, whatever. If they're buying a new pair of spectacles, then the glasses, then again, they're going to see what they're going to look like on their face. So this is going to be huge and really encourage people to buy your products that you sell. So definitely worth looking at. And but this is happening now, so it's just a question of joining this AR revolution and cracking on and making the most of it. I think search on Facebook is going to improve. Finally, search is pretty much pants on Facebook right now. So I think we're going to see improvements there. Watch parties, you might have seen this thing called watch parties. I think they're going to take off with social media becoming more social. People are going to be getting together and watching business videos and services on Facebook Watch, which I think hasn't done very well so far. It's basically Facebook's equivalent to Amazon Prime and Netflix, but I think we're going to see further growth in Facebook Watch. Shopping, so we've seen, as predicted by me last year, Instagram shopping came in, the previous year, Instagram shopping came in last year, so we're going to see Facebook shopping. And how about Facebook Live shopping, a sort of like a QVC type channel? I can see that happening. On LinkedIn, I think they're going to get into video and webinars, so going to see live video on LinkedIn, live communications, perhaps with some sort of Skype integration, and also webinars on LinkedIn. Finally, delivery. So just a couple of minutes left. So delivery also means consumption. Audio is the big thing. So podcasts becoming more important, smart speakers and smart assistants becoming more important. And this is something you can definitely get involved with as small business people. Have you got audio content? If not, start looking into getting audio content out there, not just posts onto Facebook and Instagram and tweets onto Twitter, but audio content as well is the main message there. And micro influencers, look at micro influencers. So that's pretty much it. Want to wrap up within 10 minutes. Thanks for watching. Just a quick plug for the Social Media Daily, which comes out every day via WhatsApp, which contains social media news and the latest features on social networks. So do subscribe to that at pollingersocial.com. It's free if you'd like to keep up to date every day. That's it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again same time next week here on Facebook.